A friend of mine had told me about Lake Disston that was designated as one of Florida's outstanding waters. This 1,800-acre lake is located about a half hour from Daytona Beach and is accessible only by backing down a dirt road for about a quarter of a mile to a primitive dirt ramp. On the day of my visit, it was so foggy I had to use my GPS to navigate across the lake. As the fog started to raise its hazy curtain, I could understand why so many people found this lake so beautiful. It was a visual treat to see the old cypress trees and how their character had been crafted by the weather and then reflected in the mirror-like surface of the lake. Today I'd come to Lake Disston to fish for crappie, or as we call them in Florida, specks. And ironically, the first fish that I caught today was a really nice catfish. My method for fishing for the crappie is called tight lining, which is nothing more than setting a rod in a rod holder and having a jig attached to the end of the line and waiting for the crappie to bite on that. To increase your odds for a hookup, you set up multiple rods at the same time in what's known as a spider rig, getting its name from once there's multiple rods in it, it looks almost like the legs of a spider out on the water. Spider rigs can accommodate anywhere from 2 to 8 rods at the same time. You can either drift or use a trolling motor to prospect for crappie. Most veteran crappie anglers prefer that their jigs are on the leading edge of the drift of the boat. This way the shadow or the boat itself will not spook the fish before they see the jigs. There are 3 styles of jig bodies. The bottom one is a curly-tailed jig, which is used in warmer water when the fish are more active. The middle body is called a bobtail, and that's used in cold water when the fish are more dormant. And then the top is a split-tail hybrid, which is used when the fish are somewhere in between. As far as jig heads goes, it's good to carry a good selection of different weight heads. The favorites are 1/16, 1/8, and 1/4 ounce. And as far as colors go, that will be dictated by the crappie. So then again, it's good to have a good variety to choose from. On this trip, all the jig bodies produce fish, but the most productive one was the red and white split-tailed body jig. A good GPS sonar combo will help you find crappie. I like to find an area of the lake where the depth changes quickly, as indicated here by the close contour lines on the map. On most Florida lakes, I'll look for a depth of somewhere between 10 to 8 feet, and then I'll vary my depths of my jig somewhere between 3.5 to say 6 feet until I find the depth that the fish are biting at. During the spawn, the fish will be closer to shore in the shallower water. I just love the iridescent green on these crappie. On the way back to the ramp, I enjoyed the tranquility of the lake, where time and speed stood still, and where air and water were one. And the day held one more treat for us about 10 minutes away from Lake Disston, and that was a stop at the Bull Creek Fish Camp for lunch. The food is excellent and reasonably priced. And the view of the lake from the indoor or outdoor dining area is pretty good too. Thank you to all my subscribers for watching, and if you don't currently subscribe, please do so you don't miss our next adventure.